Hi, I'm Allison. Today we're going to talk about how to feel your needs when you've forgotten they matter. This is one of my favorite topics. It affects us in so many kinds of ways because it ends up making us feel so disconnected and detached from who we are and what's happening inside, and externalizing anything that we're needing as a basic human need, which creates a lot of undercurrents of problems between people because they just don't know how to express their own needs. So it's really important to learn how to feel your needs when you've forgotten that they matter, because this is going to affect a hundred different things in your current life. So if you've ever felt um, like I said at the beginning, I just try to be really easy. I try to be really low maintenance. I I try to not have needs. I think people shouldn't have needs, or maybe that makes me feel guilty and selfish when I do. If you've ever thought any of those things, then you are in the right place because we're going to talk about that. All right, by the end of these 15 minutes, you're going to understand what needs really are as a human, why they matter, what it's about, and practical ways to understand their importance and how to start helping take care of them yourself. So, most of my life, I didn't recognize needs, like basic human needs. I would have said things like, well, sure, I need food and I need shelter and I need all the other basic things of like what it means to be a human. um, but I didn't see myself as having other needs that were important to be met and to be seen. So I saw myself in a very external way. It wasn't even that I thought that I didn't like need them, like I recognized them and didn't need them. It was more about I just didn't have any recognition that those things existed. I didn't have awareness of myself and my emotions and my emotional wants and desires. I didn't have a lot of connection with like my wants and needs, the way that I interacted as a person, what made me feel loved, how I wanted to express things. And so I fit myself into the kinds of spaces that were caregiving, that were taking care of, that were, all right, I do this next step, right? I have a husband, I have babies, I take care of a house. I, like put myself into the roles rather than going internally and recognizing, well, who am I as a person and what's happening inside of me and what is the stuff that I am hoping for or needing or wanting. It's just a like a very high self-awareness that we are gifted with the ability to have, but we have to come into consciousness about it. And if we don't ever come into consciousness to choose self awareness, we're kind of going to just go along at a surface level and not realize all these deeper things happening underneath. And our needs are deeper things happening underneath. They're not really obvious. They're not things that are usually pointed out to us or shown to us. We're usually having other people's needs unconsciously projected onto us. So, what happens then with a lot of approaches to this kind of information is that we're not touching on the real surface. We're touching on the relationships, or we're touching on more external stuff like how do we fix this or how do we fix that, or we go to therapy so that this could be better in our life or that be better in life. But we don't recognize that it's actually more about some deeper stuff that's happening inside. And you got to go in deep. You got to go into the inner world, and you have to say, okay, what's in here? let's dive down in and look around and what's going on? What's here? I like to think of it like if you've ever seen Fantastical Beasts, and he opens up the suitcase and goes into an entire world. That's how I feel like it is when we come into our inner space and our inner world, and we find all this beautiful detail like our needs and the things that we want. So that's what I think that we all have the privilege of doing, and that's what I kind of want to draw out for you here. Let's say your inner world that you're diving down into is all happening inside of you. And just as if you had opened up that suitcase in Fantastical Beasts and dived down inside, there's a whole landscape. There's a whole landscape of information to constantly be wandering about in and enjoying. It's really, our inner world is like it's a fun place when we learn to not be scared of it. And there's so much information inside of here. And at the very at the broadest levels, the things that are inside here that we are not often taught how to see or to know that they matter are these two big things. The things that are our yeses and the things that are our no's. Our yeses and our no's. And I think that it happens so early on where we start to suppress our yeses and our no's. And we start to not even know our yeses and our no's. But this is information that's available to you all the time. Like your body is telling you these things all the time. Your body is sometimes it even moves. It moves in a way that's like, I'm moving towards a thing, or kind of not moving towards a thing. I'm kind of like turning some space between me and that thing. Your body is living with the information of what's happening inside of your inner world. And at a big, broad level, this is kind of the categories that they fit into. Our wants and our desires, they fit into the yes categories. Our no's are the categories. It's like, that doesn't match. That doesn't feel like me. That doesn't feel like something I want. And we have it in big, broad terms, like what do we want to do with our life? And then we have it in teeny tiny moments, like every single interaction with anybody and with our own self and with our own emotions and with a circumstance that's happening. We have information happening like, that didn't quite feel like it works for me. And maybe that's all I know, but it's information. Yeah, that actually feels like I could get on board with that. That feels like me. And that's information. That's the kind of stuff that you want to learn how to tune into, because that's the kind of stuff that gives you information about what are your specific needs. We can say that there's basic human needs. Like I could go to a very basic level with this and point you to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And you just be like, okay, obviously you need basic physical needs. Obviously you need, to feel and some like you have a purpose and things to do with your life, and higher levels of awareness and emotional awareness and consciousness that you can get to. And there is a hierarchy of things, but I'm not discussing right now the most basic survival types of needs right here. I want to discuss how we start to understand the way that we align with the things that we are needing from people, from life, from our energy usage, from our time, from how we care for ourselves. It's found in our yeses and nos. And our body gives us our yeses and nos. It actually can be as simple as that. It's just a matter of learning how to listen to them. And if we've been super disconnected from our body, you may have been feeling like you're living all of your life right between your ears, right? Just all up here, and you're not even listening to your body. That might be when you're overthinking all of your needs. Like, well, maybe I don't really need that. Maybe I do have the capacity to do that thing that I said that I would do, even though your body's like, right? And then we're living out of integrity. Integrity is when your inner yes matches your mouth yes, and your inner no matches your mouth no. But to connect them, to bring them together, we have to learn how to listen. Like, what is actually happening in my response system to this information? And sometimes it's like I need more information. So this is where you learn the art of questioning yourself. You learn the art of saying, okay, what do I need to know here? What else do I need to know? Am I feeling something? What is that feeling telling me? Do I need more information from this person? And you start to just learn the art of questioning, digging for more information. No judgment, just curiosity. Curiosity will get you so far. And curiosity will teach you how to start listening for your yeses and nos in your body. And the more that you learn to understand them and to feel them and to hear them, the more it's going to give you the understanding of, oh, I see that this in this space, I'm feeling like a lot of no about this, and this, and this. What is that telling me? Where's my yes? What's the comparison? And you can just use those big pieces of information to say, oh, I'm wanting more of this over here that I'm not getting. Oh, that's a need I have. So, for example, one of the things that I have realized as I've gotten older and finally did the work to understand my yeses and nos because I had never done it all through my life, the more that I did that, the more I started to recognize, oh, you know what? The needs that I have are verbal processing. And I need in communication it to look like, hey, we're going to sit down and have eye contact. And let me try to explain some things here so that we can properly hear each other. This is what I need to feel heard, and this is how I need to be in a conversation. Those are things I learned over time by tracking my yeses and nos, by listening to my body, right? All that to say, there's so much information in your body. There's so much information in the inner landscape of your world. There's so much stuff happening all the time. It's just a practice of learning how to listen to it and learning how to watch for it and learning how to pay attention. So because there's so much information inside of us, sometimes it can be difficult to learn how to wade through it, how to see what is this versus what is that, what is my brain trying to keep me from something versus where is there information that's really useful. And that is why it is so useful to bring another set of eyes in with you, to bring in someone who can say, here's what I see. I see this, and I see this, and I see this, and I see this. And then it's like, wow, there's so much to see. Someone else saw something that I didn't see before, and now I know what to do with it. And now I have a plan, and now I have someone walking hand in hand with me, helping me to navigate it and to make higher level choices in conscious living in my life. That is what we do together when we work together. So if you are interested in something like this, and you're like, I don't want to just try to figure out my inner world by myself, please click the link below. Make sure that you book a call and find out about my one-on-one mentorship program. I would love to see you there. It's free. There's no pressure. If you're like, I'm ready for this, I don't want to wait, I don't want to try and figure it out myself, I would recommend you click it right now because I only work with a few committed women at a time. So remember, when you're like, I'm feeling drained, or I'm feeling like I have something inside that I need, but I'm not paying attention to it, and I don't know what it is because I've never learned that it mattered before. Start paying attention to your yeses and nos, your inner yeses and nos. Not just what your mouth is saying, but the inside ones, what your body is leaning towards or leaning away from. Start to watch it, start to track it, start to pay attention to the things that you're like, oh, this is a thing that matches with me, that makes sense to me, that feels like a big yes inside of my body or a big no inside of my body. And that's going to start to give you information to work with to really start to grow into seeing your own needs and then give you the ability to take care of them because you can see them so much clearer. When you have that feeling of it's a yes or a no, there's so much more clarity in, oh, how do I then help this, give this? What do I need to say? What do I need to do for it next? So this is always the first step. All right, so if you are interested in seeing more things like this, I do lots of drawings on here, talking through mapping out all the information in our inner worlds and helping you organize it and sort it and see it. And feel free to check out on the channel all the different things that I have. And if you're interested in this one, you might be interested in the one titled How to Trust Your Choices When Self-Doubt Takes Over. That's a really good one that you could go check out. You can check out any of them. I always talk about the mind-body connection, our nervous system, our physical being, how we work with information. And remember, if you are wanting some personalized support, please click the link below and sign up for a call to find out about my one-on-one mentorship program. And I will be back for more support in helping you connect your smart brain to your wise body so you can live happy, strong, and free.